I had zero coding experience, but in just 2 months, I went from a complete beginner to building this entire iOS app and releasing it in the App Store. So, if you're on a similar journey and wondering how a complete beginner pulled this off, then stick around. Hi everyone, I'm Pratiksha and I ended up building a kids learning app called GiggleTales for ages 2 to 6. It has age curated stories across themes like friendship, bedtime, moral, and science. And along with the stories, there are simple activities too, like coloring, puzzles, and find the object. So I remember that when I started working on this project, AI tools were already everywhere. There was a lot of hype around them, and I remember people were using AI to generate images, videos, audio, and even to build real working products. um, I kept seeing creators vibe coding and building apps using these AI tools. And while that looked exciting, it also made me curious. Like, how different would that experience be for a complete beginner? Someone with no coding background at all, um, someone trying to go through the entire app building process from start to finish, from picking an idea to building something with these AI tools and finally getting an app live on the App Store. For me, it wasn't about how fast it could be done, it was about what it actually takes to do this as a complete beginner. But almost immediately after deciding to start this project, I hit the first invisible wall. What do I even build? One thing I realized pretty early on, and something I think a lot of people can relate to, is how hard it is to, pick an idea for your project. For me, this part was confusing too. The more ideas I looked at online, the more overwhelming it became. Every idea looked exciting in its own way, and I just kept jumping from one to another. So at some point, I realized that I had to stop searching for a perfect idea and, instead start paying attention to what people around me were we already using. Some of my friends who have kids were already using these kid storytelling apps for their kids, and I had seen those apps in action, stories playing, kids listening, and I tried a few of those apps myself, and I realized something. These apps were very straightforward, very educational, engaging, and easy to understand. And the most important thing was the workflow was very simple. There was no confusion about what the app was meant to do. And that's what clicked for me. I realized that at this stage, the most important thing wasn't finding a unique or extraordinary idea. It was learning the process. So instead of overthinking it, I chose an idea that I already understood and focused more on learning how to build that idea. Even after deciding what I was going to work on, I didn't jump straight into Xcode building an app, because the idea of building a full app was very intimidating. I needed a smaller first step. I wanted to understand the most basic flow, how the data moves, how a story could be created, saved somewhere and then retrieved. So I started with a simple experiment. I created a Telegram bot and connected it with N10, Google Sheet and Notion. And honestly, that small experiment was the most important step I took in this process. Uh, I'll show you exactly what that experiment looked like in the next video. So, yeah, that's it. That was all about how it all started. And if this journey sounds interesting to you, or if you are a beginner interested to build something similar, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the rest of the series. And let me know in the comments if you ever felt that idea paralysis. I would love to hear about it. So, okay, that's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, and until then, bye bye.